Hello guys and happy Sunday. I'm doing a live today based on the Goodbye Summer hand embroidery kit, which is the kit for August. No, September, sorry. Going back in time there. So I'm just going to talk you through the kit and then we're going to do some of the lovely stitching from this pattern today. We're going to go with this gorgeous flower here and a little bit on the shell just to show you how I've set that up. Might go with a smaller one just to make it a little bit quicker and easier for the live. And then I'm going to show you some of the turkey work. And this live will be saved on my YouTube channel so that you can access it at any time. Okie dokie. So first of all, I'm going to... Hello! There might not be many people on. It's the derby today, the Manchester derby football. And also it's tea time, but it's the quickest and easiest time for me to get on live. So I hope you're all right, Alison and Abigail and Joy. And as I was saying, we're just going to be going through this gorgeous kit today and stitching some of the elements of it. First up, we're going to go with this lovely shell, flower and turkey work in the middle, and I think we might touch on the thread that creates these. I did have a message from somebody, I can't remember who it was now, that said they needed to get some of this thread. So I'll just show you the thread that we've got in the kit. So first of all, I'll talk you through the kit. You can also get this as a PDF. You don't have to subscribe to the Embroidery Circle, you can buy it as a one-off. So here we have the kit. It comes in a gorgeous box like this. It is usually fastened, but I've just opened it. So here we are. This is what we have inside our kit. So we have all the threads that you're going to need for your project. So there are 7 lovely colours, and you also get a little bobbin with your DMC Diamante. Ah, was it you, Abigail? I knew somebody had asked me about the thread. And you mentioned getting a DMC pearl, which I was going to explain. And here, so the one I've got on here is a DMC special cotton, and this comes on the skein just as the other ones do here. Just let me turn the music down a little bit. There we are. So it comes on the skein just as the other ones do, and you can buy them on the skein, but this one comes in just one strand of thread. So in comparison, this is one strand of thread of the other colours, but this one is probably equal to a DMC pearl cotton in size, it would be 5, I think, which is very thin. So it's probably equivalent of a DMC pearl 5. But if you wanted to buy it on the skein, which you can do from Hobbycraft, I'm assuming if you're in the States, Hobby Lobby, places like that will do them as well. And the difference is, it is one strand of thread that's twisted, as opposed to the standard cotton, which comes in one strand is equal to 6 smaller ones inside it. And when you stitch, you're going to do this one. Abigail says, yeah, nothing in my local shop, and online it only has it in 3 shades. Ah, right, okie dokie. Well, you're in the UK, aren't you, Abigail? So drop me a DM if I haven't replied to you, and I will post you a selection of it out. So I know you've got the PDF, haven't you? PDF subscription. But yeah, Abigail is an absolute diamond. So yeah, is it pearl? So pearl, you can't. No, it's not pearl. It's a cotton. It comes on the skein just like these do. You can buy it on the skein like that. And it's not classed as a pearl cotton, it's classed as a cotton broidier, it says on the thing. So here you've got the gold here. The one for this one is silver, and it comes on the actual skein. But if you were struggling with a colour, you could always go for the same colour in standard cotton, and you could stitch with maybe 2 strands. So you don't have to use this one. If you've got one that's something similar, then you can do. Let me see if I can find a picture of a full skein of this one, and I will share that with you. I'm just going to I've got the light shining on my screen, so I can't quite see as the comments come through. So let me just pop this down a little bit, and then we'll zoom out a little bit there. There we are, then I'll be able to see. Okay, so these are all the threads that you get in the kit. You get your little bobbin, a needle threader, you get your needle. If you're in the UK, Yorkshire tea, because the paperwork to fill in for sending orders abroad for a bag of Yorkshire tea, I can't say it's not worth it, because I'm sure that it is, but it's a lot. So unfortunately, if you're in the US, I can't send tea. You get a gorgeous Elvisy Beechwood embroidery hoop. You get your fabric and your stabilizer. You get your heat erasable pen, which you can use in multiple different patterns and different projects that you use, and they last forever. And these are my favourite, these are my go-to. You get your booklet. You get your traceable pattern, which you can use over and over again. You can change up your colours, you can restitch it however many times you want to, and you also get the cardboard backing to finish off the back of your hoop. And inside this particular kit, there are not one, not two, not three, I won't go on, there are 13 different stitch styles in here. We have lovely reference pictures, and then we have 13 different stitches to do within our kit. Okay, here's a lovely turkey work here. So, and this is what you get if you get the PDF version as well. So you get to download that, you can keep it, you can remake, and the PDF is straight to your email. Okay, we'll put this kit to one side and we will start stitching. What do you think, Abigail? Should we go straight in with the shell? What do you think? Put this down a little bit. I'm going to use my booklet, because I'm going to keep my booklet to one side. You always use it for reference. And you see inside, let me zoom back out a little bit as well. There we are. So you have your lovely contents page here. A little bit here where it tells you about the lives that I do. And then you have your lovely page here that talks you through all the different stitches, what colours you need, the stitch order if you like to follow an order, although I say if you want to, you can go at it any way that you want to. Straight to the shell. Okie dokie, we're going to go straight to the shell. So for the small shell, let's go with this one here. We've got 3 strands of 3865. So you'd look at it here, and then you go down to 3865, and you can see it's this lovely cream colour here. So we're going to take the cream off the card. I'm going to have to lift you up a little bit because my hand keeps bumping. Okay, I'm going to take, and I've cut them all into the right length, so I'm going to take one strand off. I'll slip my others back onto the card so we stay nice and neat and tidy. Okay, and then we're going to use, as it says in the book, we're going to use 3 strands of 3865, and we're going to use detached chain stitch, satin stitch and straight stitch. Okay, that's in this lovely shell here. So to get the 3 strands, we are going to fluff up the edges, and we're going to take 3 strands out of this length. Look at that lovely sunshine coming through now. It's gorgeous. We've had rain all day today. There's 1, 2 and 3, and again I'm going to keep this 3 for when I do the next part of the shell. I'll slip that back into the little card so we stay nice and neat and tidy, and then I'm going to line these back up. I'll take those twists out. I'll just give them a nice small smoothing down of the threads there. I'm just going to pull the blind down a little bit because that sun is really bright, which is gorgeous, but it's just shining in my eyes a little bit. There we are. You can still see me. Okay. Hello, Mel. So at this point, we're going to use our needle. We were just saying, Mel, it's poured down all day here. And now we've got this glorious sunshine that's pouring through the window. So with a needle threader, you pop it through the eye of the needle. And then you can easily put your threads through. Let them down go through, and then you just pull your needle threader back through and it threads your needle much easier. Hi, Mel. Oh, it's so nice, isn't it, that people know each other and have a little chin wag in the comments. So I'm going to do a little quilter's knot at the end to keep my knot in place. Yeah, so this is the one we're going to do here. So we're going to have a chain stitch here in the middle. So it goes halfway up. As you can see, I have marked out here. So there's one little chain stitch in the middle of each of the sections of the shell. And then the rest of the sections are filled in with straight stitches. And those are straight stitches. I call that straight stitch because they're not lying flat on the smaller one. On the bigger one, this is more what I would call satin stitch because they're lying side by side, nice and straight down to this half. So let's go with this small one here. I really need to start using a thread. Do you find threaders easier then? Or do you find it difficult, I should ask, to thread your needle? Because it is much easier, especially when you're not using all 6 strands of thread. When you're using less, it just literally like slides through. And I use size 6, I'm sure they are, needles all the time. John James needles. Can't get my words out today, guys. Okay, so we're going to start here at the very base of the shell. And we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chain stitches in. Nice long chain stitches, or detached chain, we should call them really. Or lazy daisy. Mel says, it's supposed to rain a little here today. It's perfect weather for watching my football and stitching. Ah, you're watching football. Now, when you say football, is that American football? Or is it like soccer, as you would call it over there? Because over here, we call football like your soccer, football. And there's a big game on. I'm from Manchester. And there's a big game on today. It's the derby, which is both Manchester teams playing. So with the rain, it being a Sunday, and both Manchester teams playing, it's been really, really busy on the roads today. So we have just hidden away and not gone out today. We've stayed in the house. I've been doing a lot of tidying and sorting. I was watching soccer. Oh, American football you're watching today? I just cut. So Mother of Reinvention says, I can just never find one and I'm in denial. I need to upgrade my reading prescription. Oh no! Oh my gosh. I love a needle threader. I just think I can always manage really to do my threading, but it's just so much easier. You don't have to fight it through. So you might hear that ringing sound. That is my best friend, who obviously doesn't know that I'm on a live, so I'm really sorry, Nicola. I'm going to have to hang up because I'm hanging with my other friends right now. Okay, so you can see I'm just adding a little detached chain to each section of this lovely shell. I just keep starting at the bottom, and you can see they're just fanning out, and those are going to help me keep my sections separate. Heck yeah, that was on yesterday, and they, oh, that's just gone down. Just read some of these. Roll Tide, Mel. Oh, what does that mean? Heck yeah, that was on yesterday, and they crammed the other team. So I'm assuming that crammed means they beat the other team, and Roll Tide, I don't know what Roll Tide means. What does Roll Tide mean? Is that the name of a team, maybe? And Abigail says, I'm South African, so grew up on rugby. And you call it rugby, don't you? In South Africa, it's called rugby, isn't it? Apparently, we've got a really good team in Salford. Salford Red Devils I've got friends that go and watch them all the time, and they say it's amazing. I don't understand rugby, and I know there's 2 different types, isn't there? Like rugby league and then rugby union, I want to say. Sound like I know what I'm talking about. Here we go. So I'm nearly done. These beautiful detached chain stitches. I'm just going to go up here. I always break those sets. Do you? So, who remembers the little metal ones you used to get, or your mum used to get in those tiny sewing little kits you got? Whereas these in the plastic, I'm sorry Nicola, I can't talk right now. I'm going to tell her off when I finish this. I'm sorry if you can hear that buzzing, it's my phone going, Nicola's in trouble. So, here is the needle threader that's plastic, and it's the metal part there is moulded into it. So I've never broken one of these. These have been fine, but the other metal ones, the kind of are, I haven't got one to hand, but they're kind of hooked in. So when you do pull them, they do tend to come out, but these ones I've never had a problem with. And the chunky metal ones that I do use as well, those ones are great too, but they do tend to bend on the end if you're pulling really hard with 6 strands. But they're a firm favourite as well, to be honest. Once you get the knack of it, it's really not too bad. It's easy to do. So I've got one more chain stitch, and then I'll show you the other one. I'm just going to move up with these. My American football knowledge is based on Friday Night Lights. I don't know what that is. I feel like I don't know what any of these things are. And Mel has laughed and said, I didn't say I know a lot about it, but I love it. Roll Tide is the university. Oh my gosh. Ah, okay. University of Alabama. I thought it was like a rugby move or a American football move. Or maybe something that you'd say like when they're winning, you go, yeah, Roll Tide. But maybe that's just my brain. Well, it is just my brain thinking, no. And McFred said, I like the metal ones, meaning the threaders. Abigail says, oh my gosh, also Heart of Dixie. That's where I know Roll Tide from. Is that a film? Could be like a different language to me. No, I meant the ones Tori uses. Oh, I don't know which ones those are. You have to send me a picture. You're killing me. Honestly, you could be talking a different language to me here. I have not got a clue about football. I mean, to be fair, Roll Tide could be like what I describe as one of my dance moves when I'm in the gym. Okay, so you can see there, here's a small shell. And we've put our little detached chain stitches in there. And then we're going to go in with this part here. So you can see here, I'm just going to move this little piece away here so you can see. I have done one longer stitch here in the cream on the edge, just to try and join that section up, because if I start here, it's going to look quite blocky. So you'll see what I mean. I'll do one little section here. So I'm going to come to the end, and I like to work on alternate sides. For those that have done my kits before, you know I like to work on alternate sides. So I'm going to go to here. I know some people are joining. So just so you know, I am stitching my September kit, which is Goodbye Summer. And it's this beautiful shell with lovely flowers. And you can purchase this as a subscription, as a one-off, as a kit, as a PDF. And the PDF is an instant download. And you get the full booklet with all the instructions, and you can watch this video if you need any help. So you can see here, I'm working on alternate sides. So Mother of Reinvention says, I'm on Vancouver Island in Canada, but from South Yorkshire. And I can't help with American football translation. Do you know what I might do for the next live? I might get myself obsessed with American football and then just come on and like start talking in like slang terms. But I genuinely thought Roll Tide was like a celebratory term. Like, you know, when they run to the end and they put the ball down, like I can imagine it flashing in bright lights saying Roll Tide, but obviously not. Yeah, me either. I know. Touchdown, horse collar, and a couple of others. A horse collar. Horse collar. So I'm imagining that is when you... This is what I would imagine a horse collar is in terms of the game and what I've seen, which is not a lot. Horse collar, I imagine that is a move that you make when you have to, you know, when you do that scrum, or is that just in rugby? And you have to like hold somebody's shoulder. I would say that is what a horse collar is, but maybe not. Okay, so then there's that first section done there. And don't worry about this little bit here, because we're going to fill those in afterwards. So I'm going to do another one here so you can see, and then I'll show you how I fill in the little sections to make the shell complete. And with that, we're going to be using our gorgeous DMC diamond thread, which is so shiny. Look. I love using metallic threads, and that one is one of my favourites. This type of thread is one of my favourites. So don't ever be nervous of metallic thread. You've just got to find the one that you like to work with. So Mel has confirmed that I am right. Basically, yeah, Nat, yanking someone back by the collar of the shirt. Oh my gosh, I can imagine there's lots of injuries. You've got to be careful, I imagine. I imagine you wear mouth guards and guards of every delicate part of your body, I imagine. It looks painful. There we go. So here's the second one. So you can see it looks like it's a really lengthy, long kit, and it is in some ways, because I did make sure this one was full on with lots of texture and lots of lovely stitches. But each section, you get that kind of satisfaction of going, oh yes, I finished a section. And they look really lovely as you build them up. Okay. So final one, and then I've got 3 to work with as I show you how I finish it. So this one's a little bit bigger. I'm going to come down a little bit further on either side. And working on either side, I find the section you're working on just works out a lot more even. You don't get any lean-to with your stitches, because if I was going to go straight from the left side and work in one direction, it might end up going, because it's diagonal, it might end up looking a little bit skewy. Whereas if you work from one side, you work into the centre and it closes in together. Is this kit a tariff item? Do you know, Mel? I'm going to be really honest. I found out about the tariffs, and then there was talk about Trump not doing the tariffs, and then I panicked, and a lot of other companies turned off shipping to the US. But I know that Etsy are looking at different ways of helping us manage the tariffs, because apparently there's a lot of paperwork to do with them. Received an email from Etsy this week that discussed the tariffs and how they're going to be putting measures in place to help us with them. And I also received a message on my Royal Mail business account that spoke about the tariffs and how we could learn more. So that was on Friday. I got those, but I just need to familiarise myself with the updated information, because it's changing so much all the time. I want to be sure of what's happening with the tariffs before I offer postage again. But I do really want to. Us businesses need to be able to ship to our customers. I've got such a lovely, lovely customer base in the States. And at one point on Etsy, I would have said 70% of my customers, my gorgeous customers, were in the States and Canada. And Etsy turned off shipping to the States, and then I thought it's probably a good idea if I do it on my website as well. So at the minute, I haven't got them switched on. Kits, PDFs you can get, but kits aren't switched on at the minute. But this week, I am going to do a deep dive into it, see what information I can find out, and see what happens with it, because I don't really know where everybody's up to with it at the minute. So if anybody has got information, or anybody that you've seen that is selling to the States again and they're in the UK, then please feel free to drop me a DM so that I can add that to my list of links to research it a little bit more. But the one good thing about the creative community is that we all do help each other out, and we all find a way of helping each other get the information that we need, and we're all really good at sharing. So as soon as I know, I promise I will share that with you. That was a really long way round of saying I don't know whether the tariffs will be included. Apparently, somebody else said if it's a piece of art, the tariffs weren't included. But obviously it's not a finished piece of art, it's a kit, so I need to look into it, Mel. But I would love nothing more, especially coming up to Christmas. It's our busiest time, you know, for small businesses, and I know you guys want to carry on supporting us as well, so I promise I'll let you know. So Mother of Reinvention has said, so many injuries versus rugby who don't wear shin pads. Oh, really? I'm Anna, by the way. Hi, Anna. Oh, I'm so glad you said, you know, grew up with my grandma teaching me embroidery. Oh, trying to return to it in my 50s. This is so fun to watch. Oh, that's lovely. That's gorgeous. It's never too late to hop back into it. And, you know, I always think you never, ever forget what you've learned. It comes back to you really quickly. And also, when it does come back to you, not just doing the stitches at the time, I think it kind of brings back the memories of the times that you did use those stitches. Now, in true Natalie style, oh, I've got my scissors. There's some scissors. There's always a pair of scissors near me. There's always some somewhere, so I'm going to snip at the back. And we're going to go in here with, so in fact, no, let me do this little bit here at the side. So, as you can see here on the little shell, I've got this little bit here, and I'm going to go with little straight stitches. Won't take long just to fill in that tiny little bit there. So I'm going to start at the corner. I'm going to stitch down and in. So what's made you want to get back into hand embroidery, Anna? Sometimes it's having more time. Sometimes it's just wanting to have something just for yourself, isn't it? Which I think is so important. I'm experimenting as well this week with different materials when it comes to stitching. I've just got this itch that I really want to try some new things. I've managed to get some lovely commissions done and workshops listed. So obviously my workshops are in the UK, and I've got a gorgeous sashiko one and a gorgeous abstract art one where we use acrylic paints and lovely stitches. So there we are, that's what we do with our little pot here on the side. I'm going to unthread my needle, and then I'm going to go into here. So I'm going to use 2 strands of DMC 456. So 456 is, oh, 436, sorry, is this one here, the nice little brown one. I've got the wrong number on that one, we'll have to amend that. Okay, so again, I'm going to take 1 strand of the main bunch, and then from there, I'm going to take 2 little strands, or what I might do is take 1 strand but fold it over my needle so I stitch with 2. Thank you so much, Anna. Welcome. You've got this. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, sorry, all the messages have moved up and I've missed them. Abigail said, think it's looking a bit more positive on the tariff side. Oh, I know a lot of people who are shipping again, so we'll DM it. Abigail, you are a diamond. That's so good. I heard a lot of people when they mentioned stepping out of it, and then when Etsy said that they were stopping shipping while they work things out. I haven't heard anything else since then, but I have been getting the children ready to go back to school, and my feed's been full of lots of other things, so I haven't actually seen anything come back apart from the links that came through at the end of last week. Okay, I checked out the PDF for this. Yes, the PDF is there. Sadly, my dad, oh, Anna, sadly my dad had terminal cancer. Oh, and I spent a lot of time hanging out in the UK, Devon, with my parents between 22 and 24. It was something I could pick up and then put down again quickly. Oh, Anna, I'm so sorry to hear that. How lovely that you got to spend some time with your mum and dad as well. In Devon as well. I mean, Devon is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So we're going with this bit here. Let's go to the reference pictures. Make it nice and easy for me to see. Here we are. So you can see here on the reference pictures, we have got this light brown coming down here to separate the sections, and then here on the edge. So that's what we're going to do on this small one. Look at that sunshine. You would not believe it has been pouring down today. Yesterday we had the biggest clap of thunder. it was actually, I mean, I do love a thunderstorm, and I purposefully like jumped into bed and just watched it from the window. The rain was pouring down. It was lovely. Nice not to be in it, but it was lovely to see. So you can see it's just really simple. We're going to separate those little sections with long straight stitches like that. I must remember to amend that number in the book. That's really going to bother me. So that should be 436. You can see it's 436 there, and I've popped a 5 there, and it's not. It's 56. Natalie. So we're going to do the same here on this tiny little triangle at the side, and then I'll show you how we use the gorgeous metallic thread to add that little bit of detail too. So you can see there's the one I made earlier, and there's the one that needs a little bit of shine. Let's move that down there. Mel has said, I have a package coming from the UK from Twisted Roots. I started following them after you shared them. What amazing work. I love supporting other businesses as well. I just think it's so lovely to see what other people are making and creating. It says, so you're kind of nervous. You'll have to let us know actually how you get on with that and what the tariff's like for them to come in. I mean, after Brexit in the UK, we have more customs fees on stuff that comes in from the EU, and buying things from there. I mean, I noticed I don't have anyone really that buys from the EU now. It's been very, very difficult, very difficult since lockdown, since COVID times. So the metallic bit here just comes down a little bit, just one little stitch at the top of each section. So it's just a small amount, but it just makes such a lovely effect on top of the shell. And Anna said it's okay, just glad they let me be there. Oh, it was stressful, so I could ground myself using my hands. It's so important to have something that's just for you. So important to have something that's just for you. And I do think when your hands are calm, it just calms your mind. For some people it doesn't always work, but for a lot of people, I mean, crafting's just been an amazing kind of part of my life always, since being a child and into adulthood when the children were little. Yeah, I really do advocate for it. I'm going to be taking part in a art therapy course next September. I was considering this September, but it's my twins' last year of high school and I just need to be present for them. And then from next year, they're going to be going to college and I'm going to be learning as well. So yeah, I just think I've just had such an interest in it. I feel so drawn to doing something within the, the lines of art therapy. And I feel like when you are creative, it's more than just a business. It is that opportunity to kind of like be of service to other people. For me, it is anyway, that I really feel like that. And for a lot of people that I meet within the field, a lot of people have gone into the creative business starting with their own mental health to start with, and as a way of kind of like keeping themselves calm. So it's something that I'm really interested in. So you can see the difference there just by adding that little bit of sparkly thread. It's so pretty. So that's what we do all the way through. So I'm going to leave that for you there just to show you how to start the shell. And then we're going to go with one of these. Oh my gosh, I love these flowers. This is buttonhole stitch. So just like blanket stitch, as we have most likely a lot of us have done before. I'm just going to bring my needle up there. I'm going to leave my metallic thread on the other side. Get my booklet again. It's the Weeping Cherry Tree, that pink one. It looks absolutely beautiful. Mel, when you first showed me the picture of the Weeping Cherry Tree, I thought it was like a real cherry tree. I mean, it's just phenomenal. It's beautiful. And I'm sure when you get it, you'll put it on your stories. I'm not sure whether your profile is open, but Mel shares the most beautiful work. So here we've got buttonhole stitch here, and it shows you exactly how to do a buttonhole stitch. This is your blanket stitch, and as we are doing it on a curve, we're going to bend it around our petals. So I'm going to show you just how to do that. So inside the book, it tells us here, buttonhole flowers with fluffy centres, 3 strands of 402, which is this lovely pinky peach colour here, and then 6 strands of 436 here, and 1 strand of the yellow as well in there. That's the name of it there. Oh, sorry, no. Cotton Abroider, that thread. So we will go with this lovely pink, and we're going with 3 strands. So we pull off 1 big strand. Art and music therapy. It is a real tree. Yes, oh my gosh, no, it's a real tree, but it's not real blossom, it's art, isn't it? Like it's made of wire. It's not real blossom. Is that right? Oh my gosh. Because it looked like a bonsai tree, but a cherry one. But it's made of wire, isn't it? But I mean, either way, it's absolutely stunning. The amount of hours that have gone into that piece of work, it'll be beautiful. I'd love to see where you display it as well at home now. So I'm just getting my 3 strands of thread here. And we're going to go around each petal, and then I'm going to show you the turkey work for the middle. Anna has said, art and music therapy are such amazing additions to counselling. Oh, amazing. A couple of friends have incorporated it into their practice. That's amazing. I find it fascinating and just so exciting. I feel like it's so exciting to be able to... I think I've always been, even as like a kid, I've always been somebody that likes to kind of like help others, and I just feel like there's so many ways that you can help people with art. I'm just really intrigued to see whether it's something that would fit in with obviously my life around like the children, but also as the children are getting older. I think it's another direction that your business can kind of go in, but not even so much like as a business thing. I just feel as personal development, it's something I'm really interested in doing. So there's the first one. Here, I'm just going to move the comments up so I can see them coming through. I'll send you a pic. Yes, it blossoms. McFred, stop. But it is, but my neighbour has this tree in their front yard. I need to know about how it's a real tree. So Mel, I don't know whether we're talking about 2 separate trees. You sent me a picture of a gorgeous blossom tree by Twisted. What did you say the company was called? Twisted. The one that's coming over to you in the post. That's not a real tree, is it? That's like a piece of art. Okay, so I'm going to come back here into the shape, and I'm going to leave a slight gap. Not huge. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see. Okay. And I'm going to catch that loop. I'm going to hold my thread up and away, and it just keeps the structure of the outside. No, I've come up the wrong way. Let's re-thread again. Don't move thread. Keep that there. Yes, she made it from a photo. So it's made of twisted wire, like a copper wire. Because I had a look at her page and oh my gosh, she's so talented. But it's based on a real tree. Is that what you're saying? Here we go. So we're going to come back up here. Same little gap, maybe a little bit. No, that'll be fine there. So there's actually a loop I've made there. I'm going to pull the thread up, always pulling it away from the edge of the petal and holding the length there. Move that back into shot. You just got to make sure you're evenly spacing. Looking it up on my laptop. Yes. I can't remember what you said the name of the company was. Twisted something. It'd be up in the comments if you want to scroll back up. But you can see a gorgeous work. It's on Instagram, but her work is fantastic. Just phenomenal. Okay. And just take your time. And you can see that lovely pattern, that lovely shaping coming through on the petals. Always holding the thread to the outside of the petal because it just keeps the stitches lying down nice and flat. And then I'm coming to the end. Always up and into the loop that you just created and pulling away. There, I've got one petal done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an anchoring stitch down here, and there is my first petal done. So I've shown you that quite loosely so you can see the difference in it. Here's the original one that I did, and I did them really, really, really close together. So the next one I'm going to go closer together so you can see, but you can see the actual patterning here. So again, I'm going to start here. I'm going to go a bit closer together this time so that you can see it closer, but you can see the gist of how to do the stitch in this one. My hand's just creating a bit of a shadow there, sorry guys. The sun is definitely going down now. I mean, I think it feels really warm today as well. Although there's quite a breeze, I felt so warm all day today. Okay, straight in the centre, let's move that across so you can see. Isn't it pretty? It's such a pretty stitch. I think it's a really pretty stitch. So I'm going to keep my stitches really close together again now. I'm not going to sew my glasses in with this. Okay, so there's a little loop. Always pulling your thread and holding it to the top of your leaf, your petal. Let me zoom out so you can I can show you the edge. I just don't want to create a shadow on there for you. This is the time of year that's a little bit more difficult because it goes darker earlier. And I do have a lamp here, but it just creates such a shadow. Okay. So you can see the difference there as I'm working my stitches closer together. So it's up to you. What you could do is you could do them separately, like with more space, and you could do an extra stitch, maybe with some of the metallic. There's plenty of metallic on the bobbin. Could maybe put some metallic thread in there as well. That would look really pretty. But I must remember, this isn't a stitch along. This is what the kit says. And in a stitch along, I do tend to... No, I'm going the wrong way there because I'm getting distracted. I do go a bit wild and a bit rogue. I encourage everybody to go rogue. I guess I'll make a post of the real tree. That was the inspiration. That'd be amazing. And you share so many amazing people's work on your stories as well. You're such an advocate for small businesses, Mel. I'm standing up now, moving to the side, just so I don't get that shadow in. Okay. And then I'm going to come back down again. Just take your time. Don't pull too tight or it can ping these stitches back over this way. Just want a little bit of giving them. And I reckon we can get, yeah, one more stitch in there. Thank you. I love everything I post. You do, honestly, you post so many people's amazing work. I found lots of lovely artists from you sharing. Like for small businesses, it just works wonders, and it does so much just to share or just to like. Like when you're on a story for small businesses, just clicking the heart at the bottom tells Instagram that you like the post and other people get to see it. So it's just such an amazing way. Sometimes it's not always about buying something from small businesses, especially when you haven't got the funds to. You know, we can't support everybody financially, but just sharing a post or liking, hearting something. I notice when I've been to the gym or posted something very silly that my children have done, or something very silly that I've done, to be fair, even somebody laughing at a story literally pushes it on, you can get hundreds of more views. So maybe I should just be a bit funnier. To be fair, that's the lesson for me. But yeah, it just makes all the difference. And Instagram are forever changing the rules and, you know, what they consider to be something to post. But Literally liking, sharing, commenting on posts and stories makes a massive difference. So there we go. Okay. So that's how we're going to do the petals. I am going to show you how I do the turkey work for the centre of these floofy flowers. Oh, they feel so nice as well. Oh, look at that. Look at that one. You crack us up in this. Abigail, don't. I like them when I do a stitch along. I liken when I see some of the names pop on my lives. And I can sense this giddiness. You know, like when I said this to you, didn't I, Abigail? You know, when you're in school and you sat in science, and I'm not advocating this. Is any kids listening at any point? I'm not advocating being giggly in class. But it's almost like you sat in science, you look up when the door goes, and like your mates walk in that literally crack you up just by giving you a side eye. And I never know whether I'm just going to end up in hysterics on a live, or whether, you know, I don't know whether I'm going to come out unscathed. Unscathed. That's what I should say. Okay, we're going to go with the turkey stitches. Where are they? Where's my thread? Where's my thread? I always blame that. Who's taken my thread? Like, the door's shut, nobody's here. It's literally just me. I'm trying. I'm trying hard not to. It's the side eye. It's the side. Just you joining is just the side eye. Here we are. So we're using all 6 strands of this 436 and 1 of the cotton broider thread. We're just going to pop them together, and we're going to be stitching with these to do our gorgeous turkey work. Okay, now this is when it's harder to thread your needle because you've got so many threads going through. But look at that, bob on straight away. Okay, let's go. So let's go with the booklet. We're not going rogue, Natalie. We're going to follow the instructions because we can't expect others to follow the instructions if you're not going to do it, Natalie. So pick up the book, stop getting giddy. Show you the page. I was really impressed with my drawings on this one. Oh, come on, Natalie. Where are you? There we are. Turkey work. So this is how we're going to start. We're going to start with the tail end going through your work, and then you're going to come back up and over. And then we're going to start off making our little loop. So I'm going to go nice and slow so you can see. I was looking for my phone earlier. I was talking on it. Oh my gosh, Mel, what is it with that? I went out to the car once to look for my phone and used the torch on my phone to go out to the car to look for my phone. I had my phone in my hand the whole time. Oh my gosh, honestly, the things I admit to on it, it's so bad. But yeah, I mean, what is that? Like, I've actually now, because I lose my glasses so much. Look, I literally have got like a hook on it, like a string, so I don't lose them. And I'm thinking because it's bright as well, I'll find them that way. So obviously it doesn't match everything you're wearing, but you know. Mel, you are my people. I do that all the time. Oh, it's terrible, isn't it? It's really bad. But I think it's just because life is just so busy. So here we are. There's our tail. Needle up at the side. And then we're going to do a little anchor stitch over. Like that. Okay. And then we are going to come back up underneath the little bridge that we just made with another stitch. When you do this in straight lines, you've got to keep it quite even. Whereas because we're working in this little curve, here we are. Right, we'll come up here. Quite thick to get through. We're going to go back down next to it. Okay, just a little loop Doesn't have to be too long because don't forget we're going to be snipping these. And then we're going to do that anchor stitch. I'm going to leave enough room to bring our next stitch up. Let me zoom in so you can see a little bit better. Okay. You can hear I'm giving it a good tug through. That's going to be our anchoring stitch here. Just going to hold it over a little bit, and I'm going to put my needle here to show you. I'm coming up right next to that little loop, and that anchor stitch is going to hold them down on top. A little bit fiddly. We can do this. Okay. Now that is my first row. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip there, and then I'm going to do my next row on top, which you can see here. And then we do another row, another row, another row. We're going to work on top. That one's got 4 there, but you can go as deep as you want to. Oh, don't worry, that's fine. Honestly, sometimes somebody here said I keep exiting the live by accident. Don't worry about it. I did that on one of my last ones and then lost the video to be able to put up. It took me forever to try and download it again off Instagram's page. So this is how we start again. We're going to go back to the beginning. Right, the row is going to go right on top. And we're going to leave a little tail hanging down. And then we're going to do our lovely anchor stitch on top. We'll bring our needle up here. Sorry if I'm going quiet, I'm concentrating. Oh, do you know, my tummy just felt hungry then. What's everyone having for the tea tonight? I've got to make jerk chicken. I'm making jerk chicken casserole with little mini roast potatoes. And then my one of my daughters is vegetarian, so she'll have like a tofu version and not too spicy. Although she's just started liking spice, which is good. Okay. Let's go down here. Somebody has covered here. I didn't get the bifocal because I have enough. Oh, somebody else put something before that. I have to wear readers all the time. I didn't get the bifocal because I have enough trouble maintaining my balance. I went to the opticians and was told my eyes had gotten much worse, so I was more short-sighted, and they said what you can have is it a varifocal where it changes from one to the other if you're looking down, and really I need the varifocal because I am struggling to see it closer up. But the thought of having to manage that look up, and also at the time I did think it was the type that my grandma used to have, you know, with the little patch on the front that's like a totally different type of glass. And he assured me they weren't like that now, but I don't know whether I believe him or not. I wear varifocals now, but I have to take my glasses off to thread a needle. So is it varifocal and bifocal? Are they the same thing? Okay. One more stitch on this side. Anchor that down. Now, because I've anchored that one down, I'm just going to come... No, I'm not going to trim it off. It doesn't matter if I don't knot it because we're going to be cutting these, trimming them and floofing them. So varifocals and bifocals, are they the same? Yes, progressiveness affects your depth of field when you look straight down. That's why I'm avoiding getting stronger. Oh, really? Because I feel like it's gotten worse since my prescription's gone up for struggling seeing further away. Does that make sense? Okay, let's stitch back over this one. Mel just said, I'm deaf in the trombone phase of life. Is that when the trombone goes? Is that what that means? I'm so visual. That's what I imagine, like making a mistake and the trombone goes off. Oh dear, what are we like, ladies? Deary, deary me. Also needs subtitles. Abigail just said, also needs subtitles in a larger size because I can't hear. Oh my god. Does anybody have to turn the radio down so they can park? Because you need to be able to concentrate. Oh my gosh, I do that all the time. Just 1 minute, just let me turn the radio down. Chili for dinner. Oh, we're having chili on Thursday. I need to try the varifocal. I need to look at the difference between all of them. I use subtitles all the time. Do you know, we use subtitles all the time. The kids absolutely love it. They started it off and now we do it all the time as well. I don't know why. But they do say as well, for kids, it's a really good way of kind of like constantly reading. But yeah, they love subtitles being on there. I don't have the patch, but I pay a fortune. I'm not to have it. What does that mean, Abigail? I don't have the patch, but I pay a fortune not to have it. Progressiveness blends the different distances with no line. Ah, right, okay. So is that still a varifocal then, or is that a bifocal? What's the difference? I feel like I'm learning something new today. For anyone that's just joined us, this must be like the most boring chat, but I promise you, it's been good. I think varifocal has a total mix of depths. Ah, I have to wear distance contacts for skiing and hiking. That's what I was thinking, because if you wear contacts, surely, if you need vari or bifocals, like you can't do that on a contact lens, can you? I find it fascinating. It's so interesting. You must be my people too, deaf and blind. Deaf and blind, but still kicking. Yes, no sound when manoeuvring. There is no sound when you... No, can't have. Just got to be done. Yes, what is that about turning the radio down? Like, it literally makes me panic. I'm like, oh my god, turn the radio down. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It must be something our brain just says, stop, you know? No, it's like making the trombone music with the back and forth to get things into... Oh my god, no. Oh my god, guys. Defo needs to concentrate. Your grandmother's bifocal glasses, which has the patch. That's the patch. Oh, of course. Yeah, the little... It's like a half moon shape on the bottom. And I always remember just thinking they were fascinating. I remember messing about with them and just looking through them and thinking they were great. And like, obviously now I don't want to have that. You get varifocal contact lenses. No. Just start them and they're great. Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine how that works. They are progressive focal contacts, but they just didn't work for me. Oh my gosh, wow. That sounds, I mean, it's amazing the stuff that they make now, isn't it? I've never tried contacts, but I do feel like I need to. I just feel like at the minute I'm so at that point where I keep putting my glasses on, taking them off. I'd be like having to constantly take the contacts off just to look at something different. I end up having an eye infection by the time I got home. Or varifocal contacts, anyhow, nothing works. Oh, so distance contacts when I need to look at my feet or have a better depth perception. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? But needs must, we have to go with it, don't we? So now, with the turkey work, we've done our rows. It looks really messy. And then what we're going to do is we're going to trim the threads off. Okay, and you can do these for a length that you like. Now, you can see they look quite spiky. They're not floofy. So the way that I fluff them is I just use my scissors and I just fluff up the edges as I go. And then you just trim out. Now, don't do this before you have done all your petals. I'm showing you this now because it's on the live. Because otherwise it's a bit of a pain to stitch underneath. And you just keep trimming it away. So you get the length that you want. And the more you trim, the more you floof. Had to get varifocals because I couldn't cope with losing my spectacles if I had separate pairs. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, I've got 2 pairs now. I lost 1 pair. I've only got 2 pairs because I lost 1 pair. Thought I'd left them at a workshop and kept messaging and saying, oh, could you just look here? Maybe could you just look here? And then when I did a tidy up at home, I found them. Oh, was so embarrassed. I did get in touch and say I'm really sorry for all the nagging. I've actually found them at home, which is why I've now got them on a string. But apparently the strings are kind of like in fashion now. I mean, God, I remember my grandma having them. My very trendy sister's got some on like a golden string, and my niece as well. So I actually feel like I'm kind of with it. Do you know what I mean? There we are. So there's the floofy floofiness. And it just splits the end of the thread if you just use your scissors. And you can keep trimming it, make it go smaller if you want it to be smaller. If you want a really nice bit of floof on there, you can do that. And then to clear up this afterwards, you can use some sellotape. Hold it down, it gets rid of all the fluff on the top. What do we think of that then? That's going to bend round, so you can see here on this finished one. And you can see this one here, nice big one here. That's what we're going to have there. It's lovely. So there we go. Those are the two bits that I definitely wanted to show you today. And then I said we would do one of the roses here, which I know people have done the roses before. It is something that I used to use a lot in my work and a lot in commissions. But I said I'd show you just because we're only using one strand, but I have kept these roses quite small. This one here. And then we just have a little French knot in the middle of them. So I'll show you this really quickly because I'm sure you all want to go and get your... Anna's having chili. I'm having jerk chicken casserole. Still need to make it. Abigail, what are you having for your dinner? Mel? It's not your dinner time yet though, is it? You're probably just having lunch. Pardon me. The sun has really gone down now. I feel like I'm stitching in the dark. So we're going to do our spokes. Just like this. Excuse me, I've got a tickle now. Floofiness is stunning. Didn't even notice it when I bought the pattern. Oh yeah, I love this. But like I say, there's 13 different stitches. I didn't realise how many. The way I like to design, I do use my iPad, and I feel like it is the way to go to keep your patterns really neat. But I almost have to stitch them from doing a sketch first, and then I almost sketch on the fabric and stitch as I go. I think it's just the old style way that I've learned when I was at uni, when I was at college, when I was at school and did art. It's always the way that I've done it, is actually doing it with pencil to paper. And then I can do it onto my iPad afterwards. Some designs I can do straight on my iPad, but it just depends really. But I do like to design straight on. Okay. Found that just extra light over my shoulder makes as much difference as the glasses themselves. Use my magnifier. That's a good idea. Absolutely always have a good light. Only 11 AM here. Nothing for dinner yet. Pity you're so far away because jerk chicken sounds delicious. You've not tried my cooking. To be fair, sometimes it's not so bad, but if I'm distracted, the kids always say, "Oh, you're burning dinner." Like most things are burnt in my house. Like so much so that I burnt the pizza when I was at my sister's the other day, and my daughter was like, "Don't worry, that's fine." And my sister was like, "Oh my gosh, no, let's make her another one." I'm like, "No, really, that's fine." She went, "No, honestly, I don't." My daughter went, "It's all right, I don't know it any other way." Like, please, Christ. I think I just forget. I have to use Alexa to do timers all the way through dinner most of the time. I have no idea what's for dinner. Oh, I've got to have a plan. I've gone back to doing a weekly shop just because I won't be... Abigail said I won't bring up the burnt lasagna. Do you remember? Oh my gosh. Everybody thought it was toad in the hole, which for those who don't live in the UK and don't know what that is, it is like sausages, like the made in, like you put a batter around them, so it's like a Yorkshire pudding. Everyone thought it was that, and it wasn't. It was lasagna that I'd put in the oven and just completely forgot about it. I mustn't have a sense of smell because I can never smell it burning, and obviously our fire alarms wouldn't save us, would they? I mean, geez. But yeah, I do tend to be like, the lasagna. Oh my god, the lasagna. Oh, that was bad. The worst part was, as a joke, I actually served it up for my daughter, and she came downstairs and she went, "Oh, what's this?" I went, "I'm only joking, I burnt the lasagna." And then I was like, oh my God, does my cooking usually look like that? Because she was half thinking, do I take this or... So here we are, we can see this rose. Yes, go. Maybe lasagna. I love lasagna. We're not having lasagna this week. I've already done my thingy plan, but I might do it on next week's menu. But I am a good cook. I just need to not burn it. There we go. One cooking story. My mother-in-law went on holiday. I think she went to Italy, and she brought back these herbs and spices, and I was like, oh, these look good. And I'd made pasta, and I thought it was paprika, like smoked paprika. So I sprinkled like a good tablespoon into the pasta sauce, served it up for the kids. It's when they were much younger, and they were like, it's burning my mouth. I'm like, it's not, just blow it. And like, no, it's spicy. Oh my gosh, I tasted it and it literally blew my head off. So literally about 15 minutes later, I was in Domino's queue getting pizza, and the kids still remember it now. Do you remember that time you put spices in dinner and we had a really nice Domino's? So yeah, all's well that ends well. So I don't just burn stuff I put too much spice into. There we go. So we're going to keep going round, but you can see just with using those 2 strands of the cotton broider thread, I've kept the roses really small so we can go around it. How cute is that? And it's really quick when you double up your thread as well. So I've used 2 strands of the thread, kept the roses small, and you get a lovely texture on them as well. I know some people don't like the woven wheels, but I love them, and I think just having them in a pattern every now and again is fine. Then we're going to add a lovely French knot to the centre of that one. So there we go. I've shown you the tougher stitches on this pattern for September and how that lovely metallic thread shines in your work. And we've had a lovely chin wag as well, haven't we? So I'm going to go. I'm going to make jerk chicken for tea. I might even upload it to my stories. I love the woven wheels as well. I only have that thread in white. So this one for the shells or this one? Because if you don't have this one, don't worry. You can use a 725 or even like a 726 in normal like DMC thread. I just wanted to add a little bit of texture. But if you don't have that one, don't worry about it. That's okay. You can use a different colour. Yeah, for the rose, yeah. But yeah, it's been lovely. Oh, thanks everyone for joining me. It's been such a lovely end to a very rainy Sunday. And I've had a really, really lovely giggle with you. So I'm going to upload this video to YouTube as well and to Instagram. And yeah, this is the only one live I'm doing this month for this kit. And I'll do another one next month for next kit. But I will definitely speak to you soon. Thanks a lot, guys. See you later.